Hello viewers, here we have a nice exponential equation and I am going to provide the solution for x. The first thing I shall do in trying to solve this question is to get rid of this expression by the right. In order to get rid of that expression by the right, the first thing is to multiply both sides by 25 raised to power x, and that will help to cancel this. The next thing is to divide both sides by 121 raised to power x. So that will also help to cancel this. So on the right hand side, we are having 1 left. Now on the left hand side, we're going to open the bracket. In order to open the bracket, we're going to use what is outside the bracket to multiply what is inside the bracket. So 25 raised to power x over 121 raised to power x multiplies those expressions in the bracket. What do we do next? For this part, I am going to obey two rules of exponent. What are those two rules of exponents I am going to obey? Can we see this? If we have a raised to power m multiplied by b raised to power m, that power m can be factorized out. So that will give us ab all raised to power m. Also, for the division, when the m is common, we can also factorize out that common power of m out, and that will be a over b raised to power m. So these two rules would be applied to this part. So for this now, we're going to have 25 multiplying 33. That power x is factorized out. The 121 also multiplies 10. The power x will be factorized out. So this equals 1. And then this is now division. Let's apply the division rule. But before then, let's reduce this. 5 here is 2, 5 here is 5, 11 here is 3, and 11 here is 11. So if we multiply what is left, 5 times 3 is 15, 11 times 2 is 22. So this common power can also be factorized out if we follow that division rule. So 15 over 22 raised to power x is equal to 1. Now, for this other part, can we obey the same rules for this? The answer is no. The reason is because there is no common factor that can break all these figures. Those figures we have there do not have a common factor. So the first thing we're going to do there is to reduce those values. Let's use smaller exponents for them. The 25 becomes 5 raised to power 2. That multiplies the x. The 9 is 3 raised to power 2. That multiplies the x there. The 121 is 11 raised to power 2, that multiplies the x, and the 4 is 2 raised to power 2, which also multiplies the x. Can we now see that 2x is common? Let's factorize out that power as we did previously. 5 multiplies the 3, that is 15, all raised to power 2x. 11 multiplies the 2, that is 22, all raised to power 2x. What do we do next? The next thing I shall do here is to exchange the position for these powers. The x and the 2, their positions will be exchanged. So that will give us 15 over 22 all raised to power x, and then all raised to power 2 again, plus that's 15 over 22 all raised to power x equals 1. What do we notice? 15 over 22 all raised to power x is common. So for that reason, we're going to say let 15 over 22 all raised to power x equals y. So the whole of this is y square. The whole of that is y square plus y. Let's cross this 1 to that side. So minus 1 is equal to 0. So we're arriving at a quadratic equation Can we factorize this? The answer is no. So this has no factors. So since it has no factors, let's apply the quadratic formula minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. As you can see from here, a is the coefficient of y squared, which is 1. B is the coefficient of y, which is 1. C is the constant there, which is minus 1. So if we have to plug in those values, we're going to have minus 1 plus or minus square root of 1 square minus 4 times 1 multiplied by minus 1 over 2 multiplied by 1. For the square root part, we're having 1. 4 times 1 is 4 times minus 1. So that this is plus 4. 1 plus 4 there is 5. So we're having 5 inside the bracket over 2. So if we have to solve this further, we will see that we're going to get 2 answers. We're going to get 2 answers if you solve that further because of the plus and the minus here. And the 2 answers we would eventually get are 0.618 or minus 1.618. So our x, we have to solve for x in the question, and x is an exponent. Can x be negative? The answer is no, so we're going to reject this value and only take this value. So this will be used in solving the question because x cannot be negative. Now let's recall in a previous step, we said 15 over 22 all raised to power x is equal to y, and this is now our y. Our y is 0.618. What do we do next? Can we reduce that 15 over 22? If we reduce that 15 over 22, the decimal value for that is 0.6818. That's if 15 over 22 is reduced. All raised to power x equals 0.618. What do we do next? I'm going to take the log of both sides. From the rule of logarithm, the x can shift to that side, and that will be x log 0.6818 equals log 0.618. Dividing both sides by log 0.6818 will give us log 0.618 over log 0.6818. So if we divide that, the solution for our x is 1.2565. We can approximate that in 2 decimal places as 1.26. So this is the solution to our question. X is 1.26. Thank you for viewing. For more exciting videos like this, kindly subscribe to my channel and share my videos.